and this present life, they are two different things.
I can dance all the youth dance. I can stop. But
You too.
you too.
A tube that has U-shape. That is inevitable. Everybody will die. Everybody will die.
Welcome to Senior Citizens. I am Yomi Owope. Now imagine a world where people do not age, or a world where the average life expectancy is 120 years. Amazing, right? I would think so. Well, in Nigeria, little has changed in the country's life expectancy, and in the past 30 years, it's fluctuated between 50 and 55 years. And if you're in Lagos, you're probably looking at the shorter end of the stick. But even here, we still find people who live to the ripe old age of 80, 85, and even 100. So what is the secret? Well, that's what we hope to find out today as we speak with Pa Oyebanjo, a retired businessman whose wealth of knowledge and exposure will definitely resonate with today's entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Yomi Owope, and I will be taking you on this journey. So let's go.
Born in 1934, that's 82 years ago, at Chagamu, Remo, Ogun State. I attended Methodist Boys' School, Lagos, where I obtained my senior secondary education in 1953 to 57. I started my youth age career, that is by on the 23, when I was 23, where I served in the CFO Motors as an accounts clerk. And in 1936, I was in a bank as a bank official. And when I was 50, I was in Nigeria Textile Mills as a purchasing officer. When I'm age 60 years, I've become a senior citizen already. This is where I started to trade in supplying. I started supplying companies all around the Ikeja and Lagos up to this present, when I stopped, and that's 70. Well, I supply in spares, parts, vehicle parts, oil, to have print and cotton and all the rest of it. I even go to Lagos, I buy so many things to supply. These are requisitions from the companies. Each time they need items that I can supply, because I'm one of their major suppliers. So I used to go around to supply them until when I was 70 years, I don't go out any longer. I do most of the church jobs. That is because in the church, I've been the chairman of the elders in the church, and we have a lot of documents, we have a lot of things, arrangements, regulations that I used to work on this when in the house. I do a lot of documentary because I do a lot of writing, I do a lot of compilation and all that. Because I'm with the church, that's redeemed there. So most of my job is based on that. But domestically, at times when I'm in the house, I used to sit with my wife in the shop just to look after the children and just to be around, playing with them and all that. It's indisputable that there are so many health problems associated with old men, but I'm lucky to be associated with just two. I'm lucky to be associated with just two. And that is arthritis, that is my waist pain, and then the high blood pressure, just that. And in fact, what I'm doing, I do go on occasional drugs for that, to suppress that. I have an occasional drug for the arthritis. And for the hypertension, I have a daily drug to control it. And along with the occasional drug for my waist pain, I do go on walking stick to support my walking steps. I don't have social friends. I'm no longer interested in socialism because I haven't the means, I haven't the stamina to go around and be looking for friends. I want to do this, I want to do that. I don't do that. I don't have the stamina for that. I don't do it. Even though I have old age friends that we do meet, where occasionally when we meet, we chat, we crack jokes and funny remarks, such as calling ourselves nicknames, funny nicknames. We call Adon, we call Ejo, we call Eye, and all the rest of it. Just to amuse ourselves, another person, to amuse ourselves. Just that. This is a diplomatic question, and it's not easy to come by. Because definitely, for anybody working or doing something, you must have a motive. But I'm happy that at the age of 40, my plan came through, and I was able to achieve a land where I'm now staying. I thank God for what it has done for me so far. We only have to thank God that in our early days, as I've told you, I've struggled to make two ends meet. And I still thank God that with the little I was able to acquire, I was able to make the best use of it, even though with God's grace. So, in the midst of that, definitely you must have been working where you live on your pension. And at the same time, you work hard to be able to have property so that there is assets. And eventually, these children should care for you. So they should be their sponsors. Yes. So on that three categories, these three aspects, your pension scheme, savings, your assets and properties, and then your children's sponsorship should be responsible for you. There must be romantic sensations and feelings generally, no matter how. Particularly with the widows or widowers. And to be able to maintain this, but all you need is doing that. When it exists, you have to discharge. No, not in my life. I don't do that. I don't go after any woman, and I don't think any woman go after me. I'm just what I am. I don't entertain that. I don't nurse that. That's not my life. As a Christian, it's part of me. I don't do that. Life in our time and this present life, they are two different things. It doesn't work. Because there are three aspects one has to think of. You think of education, think of employment, think of economy, and think of life. In our time, education was qualitative and standard. Where a standard 6 teacher, say school standard 6 certificate holder, would be an headmaster of his school. But this day, a graduate is considered to be in that post. This day, a graduate is considered to be in the post of that former one. Then employment was galore. There was cheap employment. By the time somebody leaves school, a school leaver leaves, he would, without writing application, he will be asked to start work. Then, but this time, you have to get the job with the assistance of a godfather, otherwise none. The economy. In those times, there was plenty, materials, goods were in abundance, but no money. In that time, no money. But this time, no goods, but there are plenty money to buy it. No goods. Life was secured in those times. But this time, life is insecure. and risky. People are kidnapped and killed. Just that. It's an unfortunate development. It's that the government has paid nonchalant attitude towards taking care of it. It doesn't take care of anybody like in other countries. Most of them, they are the mercies of the society. Most elders are the mercies of the society. And they die, they're supposed to be on pension, which is not paid, and where they are paid, they are killed and all that. Death is inevitable. Everybody must die. Everybody will die. But I think all we live upon is that we don't know how the place looks like. We don't know how it looks like. Whether it's a place of joy or paradise or all that. Definitely, nobody wants to die because they don't want to go. But by living on the promises of the government that one day things will be all right, there will be convenience, there will be change for better, so remain. That's why many people don't want to admit going. But definitely they will go because it's inevitable. All I'm saying is that death is inevitable. Everybody must die. Even though they say they are not dying, they must die. But why at times they don't want to die is because they feel things will improve. Because they don't know what is in heaven, in hell. The things will improve. We live on that. My advice to the young ones is to be prayerful, to seek the face of God through grace, protections, and His blessings. And then to be hardworking, to make sure that they do their best in whatever they have, to be able to achieve the best at their disposal. Because it is through this they'll be able to have, and then to be able to train their children. Because it is through this they'll be able to have much by acquiring properties, by having their pension savings, and then by making their children happy, to be able to help them in future.
You too. I will be. I don't know.
You too? You too? I don't know.
A tube that has U shape.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
What amazing words of wisdom from Pa Oyebanjo, talking about longevity and, of course, ensuring that you live a long, happy, and healthy life.
Romantic feeling, okay? Ah, not at all. 7 lonely days make one lonely week. 7 lonely nights I cried and cried for you.
It's Senior Citizens. I'm Yomi Owokwe. Tune in again next week for another exciting episode. Bye-bye.